AirPods Max were never just headphones. They were a status symbol. The kind of product that made people stop scrolling, stop walking, and actually look at what you were wearing. And now, after years of silence, delays, rumors, and Apple pretending like a USB-C port counts as a new generation, the AirPods Max 2 are finally getting real attention again. Because what's happening right now behind the scenes is way bigger than new colors or slightly better sound. If the leaks are accurate, AirPods Max 2 could become the most premium audio product Apple has ever made, and it could also quietly destroy every other high-end headphone brand in one move. So in this video, I'm going to break down the most important AirPods Max 2 leaks for 2026, the upgrades that actually matter, what Apple is likely hiding, the one feature that could make people upgrade instantly, and why this launch may be perfectly timed to dominate the premium headphone market. And trust me, there's one part near the end that nobody is talking about, but it could be Apple's smartest move in years. Let's start with the truth Apple doesn't want you to focus on. The current AirPods Max are old, not slightly outdated. They're ancient in Apple years. The design still looks premium, sure, but internally, they're running on the same H1 chips that came out years ago, meaning a huge portion of the AirPods ecosystem features people love today are simply not available on Macs. And that's why the AirPods Max 2 leaks are such a big deal, because Apple finally has the chance to rebuild the product from the inside out. And it starts with the brain, the chip. The most likely upgrade is a jump to the H2 chip, or even something newer by 2026. And this single change could completely redefine what Max headphones are capable of. Because the H2 isn't just a faster chip. It's the gateway to Apple's modern audio intelligence. It's the difference between basic noise canceling and headphones that actually understand what's happening around you. One of the biggest leaked upgrades is massively improved active noise cancellation. And I know, every company says their noise canceling is better. But this time it actually makes sense. Apple's newer processing allows much more advanced real-time audio manipulation. That means AirPods Max 2 could cancel noise more aggressively without making you feel pressure in your ears and without distorting music. Imagine walking through a noisy airport or sitting in a cafe, and the outside world doesn't just get quiet, it disappears. Like you press mute on reality. And Apple has a history of making these upgrades feel almost magical because they're not just boosting ANC, they're making it smarter. Meaning it reacts faster, adapts better, and changes based on the situation automatically. Now here's where it gets serious, adaptive audio. If this comes to AirPods Max 2, it could be the most addictive upgrade in the entire package. Adaptive audio is basically Apple's way of blending noise canceling and transparency mode in real time. So instead of you manually toggling modes like it's 2020, the headphones decide what you need. If you're walking outside and a car approaches, you'll hear it. If you're in a loud room and start focusing, the noise fades away. It feels like the headphones are alive. And once people experience this kind of automatic intelligence, going back to normal headphones feels primitive. And then there's conversation awareness, another leak that sounds small until you actually use it. This feature lowers your audio and boosts voices when you start talking. So you don't have to pause music or pull off your headphones like some awkward robot. You just speak, and the headphones respond. Now imagine this feature, but tuned for AirPods Max 2 with better microphones, better processing, and premium over-ear isolation. That could make Max 2 the most comfortable all-day headphones ever created. Not just for music, but for real life. Now let's talk about the upgrade that could instantly win over audio nerds and professionals. Lossless audio and low latency. This is huge. People have been begging Apple for true high-quality wired playback on AirPods Max for years. And leaks suggest Apple is moving deeper into that direction, especially after pushing lossless audio support through USB-C updates. If AirPods Max 2 launches with lossless as a core feature, not a patch, not a workaround, that changes everything. Suddenly, AirPods Max aren't just luxury headphones for Apple fans. They become legitimate studio-level headphones for creators, editors, and musicians who want premium sound without switching ecosystems. And low latency is equally important. It means gaming, video editing, live stream monitoring. all becomes smooth, instant, and professional. Apple knows exactly what they're doing here. They're building a product that's not just for music, but for high-value users who spend money and influence the market. Another big area Apple is likely upgrading is battery life. Let's be honest, 20 hours was fine years ago, but in 2026, it's not impressive anymore. Premium headphones are now expected to last longer, charge faster, and survive long travel days without forcing you to babysit them like a fragile luxury item. And Max 2 could fix that. Even a jump to 30 hours would be massive, not just for convenience, but for perception. Because when people spend premium money, they expect premium endurance. But here's what's even more interesting. Apple could finally fix the thing that annoys almost everyone, the case. The current bra case design is iconic for all the wrong reasons. It doesn't protect well, it looks weird, and it makes a premium product feel like a joke. If Apple redesigns the AirPods Max 2 case into something more practical, something that actually protects and makes sense, that will sound boring on paper, but it will dramatically improve reviews, public opinion, and buying confidence. Because the case isn't just an accessory, it's part of the emotional experience. And AirPods Max 2 needs a premium experience from the moment you open the box. Now let's move into what could be the most important real-world upgrade: weight and comfort. The current AirPods Max feel luxurious, but they also feel heavy over long sessions. If Apple reduces weight even slightly, improves clamping pressure, and enhances the headband durability, AirPods Max 2 could become the first Apple headphones that people wear for 5 or 6 hours straight without thinking about it. And that's critical, because premium headphones aren't bought for quick listening, they're bought for lifestyle. For workdays, flights, long editing sessions, study sessions. If Apple nails comfort, Max 2 becomes the headphones people basically live inside. Now here's where the 2026 leaks start getting spicy. Apple may be building AirPods Max 2 to connect more deeply with the Apple ecosystem than any AirPods product before. That means smoother switching between devices, smarter multi-device behavior, stronger Bluetooth stability, longer range, fewer dropouts. The kind of boring technical improvements that make the product feel effortless. Because that's Apple's real advantage. Not specs, experience. Apple doesn't need to be the loudest company in audio. They just need to be the smoothest. And if Max 2 delivers the kind of experience where you put them on and everything just works, instant connection, instant spatial audio, instant control, people will justify the high price without even noticing they're doing it. Now let's talk about spatial audio, because if you think Apple is done here, you're missing the bigger strategy. Apple is slowly trying to own the entire future of audio. Not just headphones, but how sound is experienced in entertainment, in gaming, and even in work. AirPods Max 2 could bring upgraded personalized spatial audio with better head tracking and better positioning. And if Apple pairs that with lossless and low latency, then movies and games on Apple devices become wildly immersive. The kind of experience where you stop caring about speakers entirely. And once Apple locks someone into that experience, it's over. They don't switch brands. They don't downgrade. They become a permanent customer. But here's what makes AirPods Max 2 feel like a real 2026 product: AI-driven sound personalization. Apple may not advertise it like other companies yelling AI, 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 but Apple is quietly integrating intelligence into everything. Personalized volume is another rumored feature that adjusts volume based on your preferences and environment. That means your headphones stop behaving like a dumb audio pipe and start behaving like a smart companion. Your sound becomes automatically perfect. And the scary part is once people get used to that, normal headphones feel broken. And now we have to talk about price. Because AirPods Max 2 is going to be expensive. That's not a guess, it's guaranteed. Apple positions Max as a luxury product. But leaks suggest Apple may try a smarter tactic. Keep the premium price, but make the upgrades so obvious that the price feels justified. In other words, Apple may not lower the cost. They may increase the value. And that is actually more dangerous for competitors. Because brands like Sony, Bose, and Sennheiser rely heavily on the argument of value per dollar. Apple doesn't want to compete there. Apple wants to compete in desire, in identity. And this is what premium looks like. And AirPods Max 2 is built exactly for that. Now here's the part that most people miss. Apple didn't delay AirPods Max 2 because they forgot about it. They delayed it because timing matters. Apple wants Max 2 to launch at a moment when people are ready to upgrade, and when Apple's ecosystem features are strong enough to make the product feel like the future. A lot of people already upgraded their iPhones recently. A lot of people are deep into Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, and Apple's spatial audio ecosystem. AirPods Max 2 isn't just a headphone refresh, it's an ecosystem weapon. And now we reach the most exciting possibility. The one feature that could make AirPods Max 2 instantly go viral. A next-level microphone and call quality upgrade. If Apple improves voice isolation, adds stronger beamforming microphones, and tunes it for calls like FaceTime, Zoom, and normal calls, then AirPods Max 2 becomes the ultimate work headphones. Imagine office-grade voice clarity in a premium over-ear design with elite noise canceling. That would be a killer product for the USA market because millions of people work remote, study remote, and live on calls. If AirPods Max 2 becomes the best premium work headphones, that's a market Apple could dominate. So what does all this mean? It means AirPods Max 2 might not just be AirPods Max, but better. It might be Apple's first true attempt at creating the ultimate premium headset, one that combines luxury, productivity, entertainment, and lifestyle into one product. And if Apple gets even 80% of these leaked upgrades correct, better ANC, adaptive audio, conversation awareness, lossless audio, low latency, upgraded spatial audio, improved comfort, better battery, and smarter ecosystem performance, then AirPods Max 2 becomes one of the most desirable Apple products of 2026. And the craziest part? Apple doesn't even need to market it aggressively. The moment reviewers and creators start testing it, the internet will do it for them. Because AirPods Max 2 has the perfect recipe, premium design, long-awaited upgrade, heavy leaks hype, and an audience that has been waiting for years. So if you're thinking of upgrading, or you're just curious whether Apple can actually justify the hype this time, keep your eyes open because AirPods Max 2 could be the product that redefines what premium headphones even means.